So who's really gifting crypto and NFTs, and will it really pay off?
Well, well, thanks again for having me, Emily. I think it's great for Robinhood, right? Because they obviously have so many users on their platform that are already trading stocks, and this is a great way to bring the entire masses into the crypto ecosystem in a way that's very frictionless. Why give a gift card for the holidays when you can give someone an investment? And I think too, when you think about crypto NFTs, they're culturally relevant, and it gives your friends and family the opportunity to actually build wealth and wealth creation. So I think it's very interesting in that respect. And you can customize it with like gifts and messages. For Robinhood, it's obviously a great user acquisition. It's great for referrals and bringing new users onto the platform. So I think Gen Zers will certainly do it, and a large portion of Robinhood's platform as well.
We're seeing a lot of companies get into NFTs one way or another, but we spoke to Janine Yorio, co-founder of Republic Realm, who says corporate America is getting NFTs wrong. What are you seeing that's problematic or not on the right track?
Well, I think sometimes with NFT launches, right, there is a natural gating, like there's a limited supply of things. And so sometimes people will be upset if the launch is, not as accessible to as many people as they'd like. Like I think even for, Adidas launched into the metaverse last Friday, which was great. They had 30,000 NFTs in their collection and sold, 22 million in the span of an afternoon. But even then, like I didn't get one. I think like it's really hard. It's really hard to get access to everyone for these types of things, but that's kind of part of the value proposition, right? It's like you want to create community, exclusive access to virtual events and merch, everything like that, where it's hard to please everyone with these types of launches. But there's a bunch of different ways to bring corporate America into the metaverse, right? You can look at companies like Genies, for example. It's one of our portfolio companies where they're actually partnering with Universal Music Group to bring their entire roster of artists into the metaverse through digital avatars and wearable NFTs. Forever 21 just did an activation, or they're launching one with Roblox to enable their entire, 50 million daily active users to create virtual storefronts in the metaverse. It just creates a whole new sense of cultural relevance, I think, for a lot of new companies. But partnerships are the name of the game. You're not going to be able to please everyone, but what makes it exciting though is the community aspect, and sometimes you have to sort of limit that in some respects.
Right. Now, based on the Gen Z trends you tracked over the last year, where will Gen Z take us in 2022, and where will venture capitalists, or should venture capitalists, be putting their money?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Gen Z is incredibly entrepreneurial. This is something we've discussed before. 40% of Gen Zers want to start their own business one day. And it's interesting. I think the notion of what a side hustle means for Gen Z is also different from previous generations. I think previous generations turned a lot towards gig work. Gen Zers are turning towards their hobbies to create wealth for themselves, right? Like you can look at Depop. Depop had a $1.6 billion acquisition earlier this year from Etsy, where 90% of their users were under the age of 25. What does that mean? Like, there are Gen Zers. There's a girl, Bella McFadden. She's my age. She's 24. She made $1 million selling clothes on Depop. Like, people want to be making money doing the things that they really care about and they're passionate about through the creator economy. I think that's certainly a trend. I think also, like, we talked a little bit about the metaverse. Like, what companies are enabling digital ecosystems within the metaverse that are enabling sort of connection and culture. I think that's another big trend that we're watching. But I think just in general, expect to see more individuals becoming investors, and investing becoming more accessible to younger people or people that are outside of the traditional sort of ecosystem. And I think too, more founders coming from our generation, from Gen Z.
Now, my colleague Lucas Shaw, who covers the entertainment industry for us, wrote that Spotify, YouTube, and maybe even Netflix have a Gen Z problem. Would you agree? And is it only TikTok that doesn't have a Gen Z problem?
So I think if you looked at my Spotify Wrapped this year, I think I'm the one that has a problem, not Spotify. Like, I think depending on the tool, right, and like the user mechanics, how you bring people coming back into the ecosystem, all of my friends love Spotify. I don't personally use Apple Music. I think it really depends on the user preferences, but and also just where you spend time. We're living in the attention economy where every platform is trying to get a sliver of your time at the end of the day before you go to sleep, in between work calls, whatever it may be, because we're all busy, we're all working from home. But like, I use Spotify religiously. I'm incredibly dedicated to the Spotify platform. My younger sisters are, who are also Gen Z. And I think what's great is like, they have these retention mechanics in place where like every year I look forward to my Spotify Wrapped. I am in the top 3% of Taylor Swift's fan base. That's something I'm very proud of. And like they tell me that every year. So I'm going to continue to listen on Spotify and know exactly where I stand, who I listen to, who my favorite artists are. It makes it listening to music like really fun. I think, obviously TikTok has done a great job of retaining users, attracting Gen Z, right? When you think of consumer social, that like 1 billion monthly active user metric is best in class. TikTok did that in half of the time of Instagram, right? And I think there's a reason for it. It's because they're encouraging creation and remixing. They're tied to not only the form of video, but also trends, sounds, videos, which change every day. So, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's every platform. I think a lot of companies are doing it
that could be good and bad, Meagan. Last week, TikTok had a major trending issue, this wave of school shooting threats circulating on TikTok that prompted some schools to close, some schools to bolster their police presence. We got a statement from TikTok saying they handle even rumored threats with seriousness, which is why they're working with law enforcement to look into warnings about potential violence at schools, even though they hadn't found evidence of such threats originating or even spreading on TikTok. How much do you think things like this will hurt TikTok? How much does Gen Z care that the platform can be problematic?
I think it's inherently like it's a double-sided coin in a lot of ways, right? I don't think these threats are going to keep Gen Zers off of TikTok. Like TikTok it's a social company, but more than anything, it's an entertainment company. I think a lot of people come to TikTok after a long day and just like kick back and watch videos, and it's like very therapeutic. It's fun. But the problem with TikTok and the benefit of it, right, is that 99% of the content that you're seeing is discoverable. It's from people that you don't know. And so naturally, just as easy as it is to blow up like as a creator and get people onboarded into your mission or your videos, your presence, the flip side can happen for things that are inherently bad. And so I think just in that sense, it's really important for platforms like TikTok to really like embed these types of things into their tech. Like how are they monitoring sentiment of things that are trending? How are they taking action? How are they working with law enforcement when things like this happen? I think the response last week was swift, but again, this is going to be something that continues to happen with just how the TikTok platform exists.